Hi, welcome to my 9th week of doing this. This is my review video from the 9th week, as I've said before, of the English Premier League. 10 fantastic games, 20 outstanding teams, and a fair few terrific and unbelievable goals. So we'll go to the first game, which took place at Selhurst Park in London, where Crystal Palace, under interim managementship, took on the rampant and high-flying Arsenal. The game finished Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2, but don't be deceived, Crystal Palace in this game were very tough, valiant effort by all 11 players, and really for the first half they frustrated Arsenal. Arsenal just had to play the ball round the back line, couldn't find the pockets of midfield space for their technicians in the middle of the park to, do their thing, and Crystal Palace defensively were totally 100% sound. However, in the second half, things changed instantly when Arsenal were awarded a penalty. It was a silly challenge by the Palace player, and Mikel Arteta sent the penalty in, and after that, he got red carded. The decision was that he was the final player, and he brought down Shamak. My opinion, it was a wrong decision. I think that Shamak actually initiated the contact, but however, Mikel Arteta got sent off, and Palace really grew in confidence. They came at Arsenal and really could have had a goal. Mile Jedinak with an outstanding volley, with Szczesny great save. However, with a couple minutes to go, Olivier Giroud scored the decisive goal, which earned Arsenal the 3 points and the victory. So the next game will take place in the Midlands, where Aston Villa took on Everton, and the same scoreline as the previous game. It was Aston Villa 0, Everton 2. Villa were really lively early. Benteke was, at his awesome best and, his dominant ways of a centre-forward. However, he did have a penalty save by Tim Howard, who I must say did have an outstanding game. And really, as the game went on, Everton grew in confidence, You've got the ever-present Lukaku up front, so you can, hit that long diagonal ball, need be. Or you can ask him to hold and link up the play with the midfielders and the wide men. However, again, even though they have great players, Everton, such as, Gareth Barry, James McCarthy, Kevin Morales, really, their shining light has been Romelu Lukaku. And again, in this game, he was devastating as ever. And really, it was him that it was because of him that Everton were able to get the 3 points in this, really a crucial game for them. We'll go to Anfield now, where Liverpool faced West Albion Bromwich, and the game finished Liverpool 4, West Albion Bromwich 1. And this game was all about, yep, you guessed it, Luis Suarez. He was man of the match. Hit the first hat-trick in this season of the Premier League, and really, he was at his brilliant best. His 3 goals were absolutely outstanding, all 3 of them. Different techniques, varying degrees of difficulty, and he shone through all of them. He hit a sweet 18-yard header, and a nice couple of finishes on his part as well. But really, he ran the show for Liverpool, and Liverpool in this game, even though they were at home, they were devastating in transition. Whenever West Albion Bromwich had the ball, the Liverpool midfield, when they play this new formation 3-5-2, closed the space that West Albion Bromwich had, picked the ball, gave it to the playmakers such as Gerrard, who'd hit his traditional and the pass that makes Gerrard unique, that devastating cross-field ball, which will get the wide men of Liverpool into the game, and they can give it to the front to Sturridge or Suarez to do the damage. Really, Liverpool could have had more goals in this game. It was how many can Liverpool score, and West Albion Bromwich clearly just weren't at their best today. It was a day for Luis Suarez and the Liverpool faithful. We'll go to Old Trafford now, where Manchester United took on Stoke City, and the game was an exciting game with a lot of goals, and it finished Manchester United 3, Stoke City 2. Now, in the first half, Stoke City, arguably the best half of football I've seen Stoke play for about 3 years. They were absolutely fantastic against, United, who are the champions at home to Old Trafford. Stoke must have played pretty well, you'd think, and they did. United, however, they played well, but United were only 1 goal behind at half-time, and I think that's the reason Stoke lost. They could have had a couple more, and they didn't. A bit of an inexperienced side in that sense, because United were always going to come back strong, and they did. And to only be 1 goal in front, that's what cost Stoke City. However, in the second half, United, as always, they raised their intensity, and they got the home crowd support behind their players, and they went forward and. Thanks to Chicharito, Javier Hernandez, and Wayne Rooney, who scored 2 headers in about 3 minutes, that's where they got the 3 points. And, a very critical 3 points at home for David Moyes. And for them, hopefully, they can begin to actually start their title defence from this game. We'll go to Norfolk at Carrow Road, where Norwich took on Cardiff, and like I said, this game would be a draw, and it was. It was Norwich 0, Cardiff 0. The reason it was a scoreless, a goalless game, really, was because of David Marshall, the Cardiff City goalkeeper. Last week he had a bit of a stuff-up, let's be honest, with Chelsea, but this week he's corrected his mistakes, and he had a great game. In saying that, Norwich at home, they did dominate the possession. However, they couldn't find that killer pass or the killer shot, and there was no goal. And as always, Cardiff away from home, they had a strong defence, really led by the goalkeeper Marshall, who rallied his troops defensively and didn't allow Norwich City any clear-cut chances, ensuring that Cardiff would get yet another away point. We'll go to Southampton now, where it was the Saints who took on Fulham, and the game finished Southampton 2, Fulham 0. I correctly predicted this game again, and it's becoming a bit of a normal prediction with Southampton. They're easy to predict. You know what you're going to get from them: wins and goals. They dominated the first half, of course. They scored the 2 goals in the first half through Ricky Lambert. And he was quite awesome, and really Fulham struggled. Of course, I think they're arguably one of the teams that could possibly get relegated. However, after doing their damage in the first half, the Southampton really just kind of dropped off in the second half. They didn't really need to do anything. They had the 2-0 lead. And in saying that, they did drop off, but Fulham never capitalised. They never took advantage of Southampton, dropping a little deeper, playing a bit of a more defensive-styled passing game. And, that goes to show that, could this team get relegated? And it's quite possible. But really, Southampton, for their fans, it was quite a comfortable day, and it was a comfortable victory. And to any of the people that live on the south coast of England right now, good luck with these storms that I read that are going to hit you very soon. So stay safe, and hopefully all the best to you if you live in that area. Now, we'll go on to a bit of a brighter story here at the Stadium of Light in the Tyne-Wear Derby, where Sunderland took on Newcastle, and the game finished Sunderland 2, Newcastle United 1. It was a great day for Sunderland. Thank God for them and their fans that they won, and really they did look good. In the first opening minutes, Stephen Fletcher handed them a great start with a goal, and in the first half, really, Newcastle never really threatened. They had a couple of long-range chances due to Johan Cabaye, but that was about it. And really, once Debuchy scored the equaliser, the game needed something. Enter Fabio Borini. That's right. He came on and he made an immediate impact. He scored a superb winner. That strike was absolutely amazing. And I think it gives Sunderland fans hope now that, if they can actually use this as a kickstart and as a bit of momentum, they won't get relegated. As for Newcastle, probably should have done a bit better, maybe it'll be difficult times for them ahead. We'll go back to London now, where Chelsea took on Manchester City, and the game finished Chelsea 2, Manchester City 1. Torres, he scored the winner. You know, how many times have I said that in these 9 weeks? Never. But the City were quite impressive, not to say the least. They did dominate the possession. They had really no clear chances apart from their goal, which was scored by, guess who? Sergio Aguero. But Chelsea were lucky in the fact that how they did score the winner. You know, City's defensive communication between Hart, Garcia, it is quite poor, and it showed in their mix-up, which allowed Torres to go over the back and score the winner. There's a couple of times that this happened to City, and they probably, if they want to be, genuine title contenders, they have to fix up that side of the game. But then again, not taking anything away from Chelsea, they did deserve to win, and it was a good 3 points for them to keep them in the title race. The second last game here, it took place at the Liberty Stadium in Wales, where Swansea took on West Ham. And you wouldn't have guessed it, but West Ham played really well, and they ensured that the score would be a goalless draw. 0-0 was the final score there. They played well, West Ham, in saying that Swansea did dominate the possession, of course, but they didn't have hardly any chances due to Jaskalainen and West Ham's, defensive structure setup. It was a really good game, an even game. There was no clear-cut chances for either team. But West Ham, I said that they did play well because they did probably play a little better than Swansea. And if I had to have said which team could have earned the 3 points, I probably would have said that West Ham really deserved to win 3 points here, just for their effort and the way that they turned up and in playing an important away game. Anyway, the final game here took place in London, North London, in fact, where Tottenham took on Hull City, and the game finished Tottenham 1, Hull City 0. You would have guessed it. Yep, it was a penalty that Tottenham did score from, and Roberto Soldado scored his 4th goal of the season, and 3 of those 4 have been from the penalty spots. Quite ironic that Tottenham have gotten so many penalties, but last year they got no penalties. So maybe a bit of not favoritism, but a bit of luck has come into that. But it doesn't matter. They did enough to get the 3 points. They did dominate the possession early on. But even Andre Villas-Boas said that it's quite difficult to break down this Hull City team, and it is. If they set up 4-4-2, with the 2 banks of 4, you've got Huddleston and Livermore, who didn't play in this game because he's loaned from Tottenham. But if you've got those 2 in the middle, you've got the defensive 4, with Figueroa in there. Al Mohammadi always breaking down that right-hand side. They're a difficult team to break down and score goals. However, Soldado, when he did arrive at the penalty spot, he took the penalty with ease, and it really calmed down the stadium there at White Hart Lane, and gave their fans those vital 3 points, which keeps them in contact with the top 4. So that's my review of the 10 games that took place. Really, it's been another exciting week of games and fixtures, and as always, I look forward to next week. I hope your team won, and I hope you look forward to next week as well. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you very much for watching the video, and goodbye.